All right, guys, welcome to episode 3 of Creative to Creative. I'm your host, Ray Remcreate, and we have a very special guest. We have the awesome photographer, videographer, Athel Rogers from Boston here.
Hello, hello.
See, what is it? It's crazy because like when we've only like met each other like once in passing, and that was like
Yeah,
emergency.
literally what?
but then like we follow each other on Instagram, and like he always has like really cool stories on what is it, like what he's doing, and I'm like, yo, I
Yeah,
like
the mix of stories and shit postings. The balance is very key there.
uh, you have like a whole anthology of how many AirPods you've lost.
Yeah, I've lost a lot.
Yeah, he's an awesome photographer, videographer, and let's start getting into it. So, when it came to photography in general, what was your first camera, and what got you to do photography to begin with?
Cool. So my first camera was a Sony A230. It was this weird hybrid mirrorless DSLR camera. And I spent like my entire summer job paycheck on it. And I
Hmm.
uh, and essentially like photography has been in my family for a long time. My
Hmm.
grandfather is what got me into photography. He came to the US at 18 and uh, they called him Snapshot Desi. And he is now he's now 74 right now, and
Oh
he's been
wow.
doing it full time for all this time. So that's how I kind of like learned and that's how I kind of like built up. So those roots were from my grandfather, and I went to visit his studio as a kid, like
Hmm.
every weekend, and then over time, like we got really close, and then he began to teach me photography. He would pass me clients, and now today, I do most of his business stuff. While he kind of like handles the like marketing and such, and
Oh,
yeah,
that's that's freaking cool, man. Like, cause like
yeah.
that's where like you and me are very similar. Cause my stepdad owned a photo development hut. So
Ooh,
growing up, like our store was right next to a movie theater. So
ooh,
so people
that's cool.
would come in and have us develop their film, watch a movie, come back out and get their photos back. So
That's cool.
so like so it's like really cool that you have it in the family.
Yeah.
Was I was reading your bio on on your website, and your grandfather took pictures of Hillary Clinton, Barack
Yeah.
Obama, like
Yep.
damn, like real heavy hitters, man.
Yeah, he has personally signed photos from Obama, which I think is like the coolest thing. Like, that's his like most prized possession, like hung up in huge frame on his wall. Is his signed photo from Obama. He like mailed it to the White House and like asked them to sign it, and they sent it back, which is kind of neat.
That's dope. That's freaking
Mm,
cool, man. So like,
yeah.
so you started when you were like 16, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
16.
yeah. So like, what got you into doing like cosplay conventions, to begin with? Like, what was your first convention that you attended?
It was Anime Boston, and I went to cons for I believe it was 3 years, just like as an attendee in high school,
Mm,
and then I got close to my now best friend Tony,
mm.
and he got me to do cosplay photography. Like he tried for like the longest time, and like I finally said like okay, fine, screw it, like I'll go along. I tagged along to his shoot. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then I did that first shoot, and the rest is history.
That's
So can thank Tony.
shout out to Tony, man. What year
Yeah.
was that, man?
Oh, that was like 2015, if I recall.
Oh, that's wow. That's
Yeah.
what are some series that that you enjoyed like anime wise or video game wise that you like are a big fan of?
Uh, First or just like now currently.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's go with like first, and then like we'll go currently.
so at first, like I was really basics. Like my favorite was probably Death Note.
Mm.
I think that was also my first anime. And then I'm still a huge fan of Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill from the same studio because I love their little animation and style in general.
Yeah.
But currently I'm a fan of like fantasy, sci-fi stuff. I think my top anime of all time was probably Steins Gate,
Yeah.
followed very closely by Code Geass. So I love those kind of like epic adventures that like really like get you to uh uh get fond of the main characters and whatnot. I
Uh,
adore
so like this
science fiction.
like
Yeah.
science fiction, psychological thriller, like
Yeah.
yeah, no, I feel that, man. That's
Mm.
freaking cool, man. So you started off with a Sony 230, I believe,
Yep.
A230.
A230
Uh,
SLT camera.
how long did you have that camera, and like how long did it take you to like get to your next like what's your camera lineage as your in your like photography career?
Oh, like the ones I've owned to date.
Yeah, like just like
Oh.
was it what you had the A230, then like you transitioned to like
I keep a list
oh word.
because I switch systems so much that like it's like a joke amongst my circle, so I keep a list.
Oh shit, nice.
So, oh, okay. So I bought the A230 in 2013,
Hmm.
uh, and then the A33 in 2014, and then the D7000 Nikon, a Nikon D600 in 2015, a Canon 5D Mark III in 2015, a Nikon D800 in 2016, a Sony A7 II in 2016, back to a Nikon 800, back to a Canon 5D Mark III, to a Sony A7R II, to a Sony A7 III in 2018, Nikon Z6 in 2019, and then I bought my current A7R III August of last year.
Yo.
My friends hate the fact that I switch systems so
I
much.
was like usually I was expecting like Sony all the way, but you went
No,
from
I
yeah.
have used pretty much every system.
That's what's first. It's like Sony users tend to have like their nose up in the air, going like where the next one's in line.
Hmm.
Canon's users are holding onto their gear for dear life, going like yeah, Canon's still relevant, and then
Yeah.
and then Nikon users are in a sinking ship, going like we're still here, guys. Like the Z6 is out.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know?
the Z6 was actually probably one of the best cameras I've owned.
Mm.
It just needed two card slots. That
Yeah,
was the one
yeah.
thing that killed it for me.
No, I feel
Uh,
that. No, like
yeah,
the dual card slots are
yeah,
a key thing, man. So
yeah. Weddings, it's kind of like a requirement. I wouldn't feel comfortable shooting a wedding with only one card slot. So,
yeah,
unfortunately, as much as I love that camera, Z6 had to give way to the A7R III,
I feel
which
that
yeah, go
the joke I like telling people, I started as a cosplay photographer, so like
Oh, okay.
it's one of those things where like I can't show a bride to be my pictures of Naruto to like
Yes, exactly.
to book a wedding, you know?
You
Like
cannot.
I can't.
It does not
He,
work.
she's like, I really like how you have the arms at that angle. That's really good. I'm gonna book you for my wedding. No, like because like you have a really cool portfolio where, like it's fashion shoots. You worked with like big companies like Lifewater and whatnot. Like, what was that transition like cosplay photography to like professional photography like in general?
Okay. So I actually started off not doing cosplay. So I
Mm.
started off shooting weddings and portraits with my grandfather.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and then I started cosplay, and cosplay just took off. I loved it. I loved shooting it, like everything. So I did like cosplay like all the time.
Mm.
And that built up my skill as a photographer.
Mm.
Uh, but like that meant that now uh like my work for cosplay was like massive, like all types of shoots. But my non-cosplay stuff was like lacking, so I
Mm.
had to rebuild that portfolio again.
Oh yeah.
And then that led to more clients, specifically with portraits.
Yeah.
So cosplay essentially launched like my non-cosplay stuff, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
because of the skill I picked up from just shooting so much in such a short period of time.
Exactly. No, I agree because like it's one of those things where when it comes to cosplay, you have a lot of liberty that when it comes to
Yes.
uh like doing lights and like leveraging like natural light and like artificial light and just having fun like just like finding the balance between the two and like you're just trying to immerse that character in its own fictional world in reality, you know, like that's sort of
Mhm.
how
Agreed.
yeah how I view it. But it's fun because like I hate picking up my own thing, but it's like I have a lot of photographers that like say like, oh, you shoot phenomenally, but you don't have like the like there was a moment where I could have did concert pictures for Kendrick Lamar,
Ooh.
but I didn't have concert photography in my portfolio.
Mm,
So
yeah.
so the guy went with someone else that had a better portfolio, but he knew I was a better shooter. And
Hmm.
like and that hurt my soul. I was like, okay, that's
Yeah,
what
that
it
would hurt. Like,
yeah.
damn.
I was like, K dot nah! but
Damn. Okay.
but yeah, not like legit. When it comes to photographers, like serious photographers that get into cosplay, like
Hmm.
it's funny because when you go through their website, like it's all their fashion and like professional shoots and weddings
Yeah.
in front, and at the very bottom it's like creative portraits.
Yeah. It's not a popular career field of photography. It's usually like the weddings and like the portrait stuff that makes all the money, not really like the cool like conceptual stuff that's we all enjoy and have fun shooting.
Yeah, no, but I feel like there's a shift that's going on. Like, what is it? It's not just like, for lack of better words, it's not just the old white creepy dudes and at cons now that are shooting. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of like they're approaching cosplay as an art, which I enjoy.
Yes, as it should be.
Exactly, like how I see you shoot, how I see Alfie shoot, how I see Neil shoot, and how I see Amy. They shoot at high levels, and like you guys are all like people I respect, you know.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, but other than that, like when it comes to uh approaching your craft, like who are some inspirations that you draw upon, like when you do photos?
Like people eyes?
Yeah, people wise, like
Alright.
yeah.
I think one of my greatest inspirations is this photographer by the name of Clay Cook.
Hmm.
He's a fashion photographer out of Louisville, Kentucky, and he's someone who I've looked up to for quite some time because he has like this way of he takes photos, but he attaches a story element to them,
Hmm.
which just takes the post to a whole new level.
Hmm.
Like he posts like he calls himself a storyteller because like he posts like a series of photos that tells a story like this is what inspired this shoot, like this is what these people do, this is the message that uh should be conveyed with this photo set,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something that I feel that I personally lack is sure um how do I word this?
Mm-hmm.
So like from a technical standpoint, I think I'm a pretty good photographer,
Mm-hmm.
but from the point of a storyteller, like what type of mood or story is this conveying? I feel that
Mm.
that's what I need to work on, and that's what's kind of like my next plateau is like
Mm.
taking a good photo of something that means something and that like moves people, that like moves yeah, it moves people.
Yeah.
Uh, and he is very good at that, and he's like that's something that like I really envy and look up to. So I think that's probably my number one influence. And for
Mm.
cosplay, it's obviously Alf. He's just his photos are just like, damn,
No, for real.
how?
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like,
God.
it's
Yeah.
it's crazy because like when I first saw him, he was like the he looked like the OP anime character in a series.
Yes.
Like he's so unassuming. He just has his shaggy hair, and like he
Yeah.
carries around a broken umbrella that he still uses to shoot. And like I saw him, I'm like, wait, that's Elf. And like
Yeah. It's
he's
just like it's like, yo, so this guy is making these photos with gear that like I started out with. It's
yeah,
like,
dude.
damn, well, I'm trash.
No, he's and like
Yeah.
he makes magic work, man. Like
He is excellent.
yeah, no, like
Absolutely excellent.
and he like like I think the goal that I had like when I first started, I was like I just want like Alfie to know my name, and like he's like, hey Ray, and I'm like, oh shit, cool. And
That's a good feeling.
yeah, but it's a what is it? He's phenomenal, but
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I like, to your point, one of my favorite sayings, I forget who says it, but it's like a good picture says 1,000 words, a great picture tells a story, you know.
Mm, exactly.
And it's like, it's one of those things where what is it, lately you've actually been transitioning into videography.
Yeah. Which is a surprise to me because I used to hate videography.
Really? Speak on that. Like,
Yeah.
what was your initial thing towards videography?
I just didn't find the editing process enjoyable.
Mm,
Uh, and also I didn't really have the equipment, so like no gimbal, no like mics or like uh filters for like the lens filters for like daylight stuff.
yeah.
I'm just like, I hate this. This is really annoying.
Yeah.
And I would loathe being asked to shoot video.
Mm,
Uh, and then I met this dude from Atlanta who manages artists, and like he just like gave me the freedom to like he said like here's a song, make a treatment and like shoot it. And like me just like okay, fine, whatever. I did it and like it was fun.
mm,
'Cause I had a gimbal,
mm,
so I wasn't like annoyed at the shaky footage. I have a good camera now. The
yeah.
R3 shoots like 4K. It's excellent for
Oh,
the
most
for my
definitely.
use case.
Yeah.
Uh, and I got lights, and I was like, okay, now that I have the proper equipment, this doesn't suck as much.
Mm,
I still really don't like the editing bit, but
mm,
video is something that like allows me to kind of like create something
yeah.
that can potentially be stronger impact that ooh, that was a sentence that could have stronger impact than a photograph.
Mm,
Uh, and so I was shooting mostly music videos, so like visuals for artists. I've shot some phenomenal artists,
oh yeah.
and I've actually been kind of enjoying it almost as much as photography.
Yeah. No, I
So yeah, yeah.
yeah, I saw that, and was it you're going down and doing like this visual concept for an artist, and you're like, I'm in the wrong tax bracket. What's tax bracket is
Yeah,
this?
yeah. I've met some people that like have money that I did not think I'd ever come close to touching. But
Yeah.
yeah, uh, these
That
artists definitely know their stuff and they're pretty big names in their local communities and they have the uh, resources, the music, the uh, what's the stream numbers to show for it.
that's what's up. No, that's awesome. And it's one of those things where I love seeing people that are like in the cosplay scene, like achieve and do cool things outside of the sphere, you know? Like
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, it's cool to achieve within the sphere, but like when like people grow and and still maintain like their nerdy side, and like they don't they're not like complete snobs, you know. that's
Mm.
that's what I enjoy. So seeing all the Instagram stories, like follow him on Instagram. It's entertaining stuff.
It is it is definitely entertaining. Oh.
Oh, most definitely, man. And because for me, I actually started as a videographer
Oh, really?
because my whole thing was like I was at a convention. I had a really crappy little what is it, Steadicam thing, and like it had the weights and whatnot. And
Ah, yes, the
yeah,
glide cams, good
yeah,
times.
yeah. It was like $100 I got for Christmas, and like I was like, I'm gonna do videos. And the um the thing that I saw at conventions was that you had this conglomeration of different cosplayers, different fandoms that come together, and like I would just grab people from different series and like start making my own fan fictions.
Okay,
and just
interesting.
and just like
For
so like
video?
yeah, just to run skits. Um,
Mm.
one of the skits that I really wanted to do, but then it's been in the back burner for like the last 3 4 years, is that I wanted to recreate the Anchorman news team fight, but but with
Oh.
but with different RPG crews. So like So like Final
That'd
Fantasy.
be a cool video idea.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's one of those things where like that would be like my pet project. I want like the Final Fantasy 7 crew go against the Persona 5 crew.
Hmm.
What is it? You see the Chrono Trigger crew come in with their subtitles.
The cosplay is like so fun
Oh,
to like just like mess around and just like do like weird or funny or just like stuff for the hell of it, just because it's fun and you're having fun being your favorite character.
yeah, and I enjoy it. It's like because it's so weird because I came at it with like a whole like I just like video games and anime, and
Yeah,
like was it I just so happened to have a camera in my hand and I just wanted to make cool shit.
yeah, basically.
And then like was it people start to take notice and I'm like, oh, cool, I guess. Like, hey guys, my name's Ray.
Yeah, I take photos and then the rest is history.
Exactly. But like what are you still gonna be like after COVID's done and like the quarantine's over? Do you still aspire to go back to like conventions and whatnot?
Yeah, 100%. I'll so yes, it's just a matter of when.
Mm,
Uh, like first thought that comes to mind to me is that like I probably won't go to a con without some type of vaccine.
yeah.
'Cause I get sick without COVID at cons.
Oh.
So, uh, so
So,
I'll know about cons for a bit. Like uh, there's like katsucon posts coming up, and I'm just like,
yeah.
yeah, I don't want to book katsucon shoots. Like I'm getting asked for shoots. I'm just like, guys,
Yeah.
let's be real here.
Like like honestly, if I knew that all this was gonna go down, I would have went to this year's Katsu.
Oh, oh no, that's
Yeah, because
no.
like because like that was like the last big con before everything went down. You know,
Oh yeah, it was. What was your last con?
Anime Los Angeles, and that was like in LA, like in January.
January. Okay, so around the so a bit earlier than Katsucon.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I knew about COVID, I would have enjoyed PAX a bit more.
Ooh. Yeah. No. PAX is like on my what is it? I always wanted to go to PAX, and I always wanted to go to Dragon Con.
Yeah, same. But Dragon Con, which now I can go to now that like I'm in Georgia every month now.
You
Like
can.
legit every month. Like I'll be back in 15 days. I just got back from Georgia on Monday.
Oh,
These
word.
people, yeah, they really like my work. So I guess I can't escape video anymore.
No, but
Uh,
that's the mark of a good artist, you know? Like was it if
yeah,
yeah,
fair.
because it's one of those things where like you could be the most talented most skilled artist, but
Hmm.
if people don't tell good stories about you, you're
Yeah,
you're basically like left to obscurity, you know? So
yeah, agreed.
so like was it it's really cool that you're able to get gigs like ever since COVID happened. Like
Yeah, this is surprising.
I've probably just had like one was it like was it clothing brand shoot, but like everything else dried up. Like weddings dried up. uh, like SakuraCon like died in a fire.
Like every con died in a fire.
Yeah.
Like surprisingly, the only thing that really like got delayed were weddings. Most of the portrait shoots, well, mine is lockdown. I didn't shoot anything on in lockdown, but
Yeah.
after lockdown, most things just kind of like immediately picked up again,
That's
which
what's
was
up.
surprising. Like I somehow ended up working more during the pandemic than I did afterwards,
Oh.
which I won't, which like I'm not complaining about. I would prefer if they stopped flying me to Atlanta, but there's a lot of money on the table.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. The like.
I have a mortgage to pay. So I'm just like, okay.
Oh, you own your own house, man?
I do, yeah.
That's what's up, man. Holy. And is that like from like doing photography and whatnot?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
The
crazy.
photography full time.
Yeah, because like I only know one other photographer that has made enough money to buy a house, and in California, no less. Friggin' my buddy Justin, he does like 60 weddings a year. Like
60 weddings a
yeah,
year.
if you want to check him out, Justin Element, that
Yeah,
guy.
I'm gonna check him out.
Yeah, he's was I do a photo booth for him, and like he does he's like probably like the most influence into my professionalism is through Justin. So like, and plus he's like a huge nerd, and I love it. Like
Yeah.
if you ever go into his house, it's like just like artist alley on his walls, and he's just like a cool nerd.
Ah, there's you on his website. You and
Yeah,
Alfie.
yeah. No, it was funny because like I think like 2000 like between 2017 and 2020 it was like what was it like he started like uh he was more active in the cosplay scene, and like he picked me up for like photo booth. He picked up Alfie
hmm
to second or third shoot. My buddy Marvin, Toto Marvs, he's like an associate shooter for him now, and like we all met him through the con scene. So
Nice.
and then like Dominic, his main like videographer, is like a cosplayer photographer, and she's amazing. But yeah, no, like
Oh,
that whole shop is like just a bunch of weebs, and it's awesome.
that's a really cool environment. Yeah, I'm gonna check out his stuff after our chat.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I have nothing but great, like, I have nothing but high praises for him because like he showed me what you need to be in order to be successful with photography. You know, like
Mm,
like uh like
yeah, that's good.
client relations, and like was it making sure on top of things, and like there's one story in particular that like really stuck with me where it was a wedding, and you know how like there's that aisle shot of the bride going down the aisle,
Yes.
like you know how like you have like the aunts and uncles, they have their iPads, and like
Yeah,
they're
the
trying to
big,
yeah
yeah.
uh one of the aunts for that wedding party had like a little SL2, like a little DSLR, and she was
hmm
like learning how to shoot, and like she was in the way of Justin's shot, and like
Yeah.
a lesser photographer would have been like, get the fuck out of my way, like
Yeah,
yeah,
most
like
photographers would be
yeah,
like, get the fuck out of
yeah.
my way.
But like what Justin did was actually tap her on the shoulder and said, hey, if you want a really good shot, and like would teach her how to shoot as he's getting the shot, and like because of that, like she had great stories about the wedding team. So like it secured like six other weddings because like she's like, Justin's amazing. He was teaching me how to shoot this wedding, and like
That is cool because every other photographer I know like would have uh fairly sternly told her to get out of the way.
exactly. So so I like was I saw that, and I was like, wow, okay, that's professionalism. That's that's how
That's that is good right
yeah.
there. That's really good. Wow.
What was it when it comes down to it, like out of like out of all the conventions that you've gone to, like which one is your like favorite convention that you've been to, like in general?
That I've been to, huh? Oh, so many. Uh, it's probably a toss-up between Colossicon and Katsucon.
Mm.
With a slight edge to Colossicon because so I like Katsucon better as a con
Yeah.
and just like for like photography wise, people wise, everything. But the amount of debauchery that happens at Colossicon makes up for it.
Oh, I've heard stories. Oh man.
Colossicon is a riot. I
Yeah.
love that con so much.
I
It's just really far to pay to get to, but man, that is one fun ass weekend.
I heard it's like 4 hours from the airport. Like legit.
It's pretty far from like everything,
That's nuts.
which sucks, but it's worth it, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, like what was it? My buddy Richard Soju Beats. He showed up to Colossicon, and like he does like those like those cosplay montage videos most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But when he was at Colossicon, like Like the that montage video that he had was like it showed that he had the most fun in his life. Like
Yeah, I'm sure.
it was less of like just like finding like pretty girls and to twirl around, and it was more of just him just pounding drinks.
Yep, that is 100% katsucon.
That's
Just
ah.
pound drinks, have fun, and don't think about the next day.
Have you been to a convention on the West Coast?
I went to BlizzCon in
Mm,
2015 or 16.
yeah,
Uh, and, like went to BlizzCon,
yeah.
as in I went there, but I didn't really go inside the con itself.
Mm.
I just passed through, said hi to some people, and went off to do what I really was there for, which was a okay Cupid date.
keep it a
uh,
keep it 100.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. I don't recommend flying across the country for an online date, but that's just me.
Hey,
But anyways, back on subject. Yeah, BlizzCon is the
yeah.
only con I've been to on the West Coast.
Like if there's two conventions that I would suggest like after all this is done like just to as a photographer, um
Mm-hmm.
Fanime. Fanime
Okay.
is
Yeah,
like
I've heard about Fanime. I've heard so many good things about Fanime.
it's just like you have 20 great locations. You have like three parks around the convention, and like you just like like you know the birds and like the bird scooters, like the electric scooters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
like I think 2018 was like when they first released, and like San Jose was like the first city to get like these birds. So like it was like
Mm-hmm.
scooter con, and like we was just like
Oh, that sounds so fun.
I legitimately would like go from a shoot at a hotel, and then like take a bird to like a shoot at the park, and like what usually would take me 30 like 20 minutes took me like 5 minutes. I was like,
That's so fun.
dude, it was, that con, and then Sakura Con in Seattle, like like
Okay.
it's constantly overcast, so it's easy mode.
Yeah. Easy. Well, my favorite type of shoot weather overcast.
Exactly. What is it? Cause like, what, like, I know you want to create stories
Yes.
with photos, and like you're getting into videography. What like what do you want for the future of your photography and videography in general? Like what do you want to achieve with that?
All right. So here's what I'm working on now. Essentially, so I do cosplay photos, portraits, video. Uh, in the perfect world, I have the three on one site, my brand, Athel Rogers, and all three uh have their own separate niches, but they have a consistent style, like in
Mm.
color, framing, just like overall feel and vibe. Uh, that is easier said than done.
Most definitely.
Specifically since while I am very experienced with photos and like matching a mood uh to a color grade,
Mm-hmm.
uh I'm not quite well versed on doing it with video yet. So that's where
Mm.
things kind of get a little messy, is that like I want my photos and videos to essentially have the same type of mood and color grade
Mm.
to it. Uh so that's my ideal world, is I keep it all in one site, and I have three different niches: the photos, the videos, and the, well, I guess the cosplay photos, the portrait photos, and the
Mm.
videos that also share that one consistent Athel Rogers theme.
Got it. So like, oh, that's awesome. So like, like when they see it, they're like, okay, that's Athel. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
and
Like that's yeah, like that's Athel's photo right there.
yeah, like legitimately speaking, and like it's cool because like your name brand, Athel Rogers, is like
Yeah.
it sounds like like Hype Williams, like
Yeah,
it
I
could
love my name.
yeah it punches through, and I'm like, oh, that's dope in general, man.
hmm
What is it? What's your workflow like with photos? Like, do is it like Lightroom to Photoshop? What?
Yes and no. So I use Capture One, which is basically like a different version of Lightroom, same concept,
Mm-hmm.
just different tools, a bit more better rendering in some areas.
Yeah.
And it's faster, which is most important
Oh yeah,
because
most
Lightroom
definitely.
is like slowest. Uh, so I ingest photos into Capture One,
Mm-hmm.
which automatically makes 4 folders: capture, selects, trash, output.
Mm.
Uh, when you import to Capture One, it puts the whole shoot in the capture folder, and then I go through all the photos. I do 4 star for shots that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I'm done, I set it so that it only shows those 4 stars, and then I call them again. So 5 stars are the ones that like yes, done editing, let's go.
Mm.
Uh, and then I export those into 16-bit TIFFs,
Yeah.
and then do the fancy stuff in Photoshop
Got
and
it.
export out of Photoshop.
Like when you do a shoot, like what how many returnables do you or like do you tend to give back? Like for
So for cosplay, I give 4 back.
mm-hmm.
I am definitely a quality over quantity type of photographer.
Yeah.
Uh, so cosplay I give 4 back. Sometimes I'll give 5. Depending on like if there's a shot that like I really like and I can't pick. For portrait shoots or non-cosplay shoots, I give like 10 to 15 back.
Yeah.
Which is a lot for me, but also like I'm charging significantly more than cosplay. So
Exactly.
yeah.
So that's an important sticking point too, is because like when it comes to photography fields, like what is it? Sometimes you have the most talented people with light with cosplay, but
Hmm.
like the price tags are way different from like a
Yeah.
portrait shoot to like a cosplay shoot. So like
Oh yeah.
yeah, no,
Oh
so
yeah.
by like a lot. Because like me coming from like just shooting cosplay and like putting my price tag in the professional market, like everyone, like all the business owners were like salivating, like this motherfucker doesn't know his worth, you know? Like
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it's cosplay.
yeah,
Like it's about knowing your target market. So
mm,
like okay, so my prices, I'm just gonna like say my prices for a portrait shoot right now is 6.99.
yeah,
That's like 90 minutes and like 10 to 15 photos. And like that price is like rarely questioned. Like it's like
yeah,
paid like that, no problem.
exactly.
Uh I'm not expecting a cosplayer to pay $700 for a photo shoot.
For real, no, I'm
It's just not reasonable.
yeah, it's yeah, it's like unless they're balling out, like it's one of
Yeah.
those things where like, because like the one person that like I'm looking at going like, dog, up your price, dog, like you're worth it, is Alf. Like
Yeah.
he'll charge like 65 a shoot, and I'm like, dog.
Yeah. I'll fix me. I'll makes yeah. Yeah. He needs to uh yeah, Elf definitely charges a lot less than I thought. I'm just like, yo, I charge more than Elf.
Yeah, no,
You're
it's
making
like,
me look bad.
yo, for real. I was like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, like at least 250 dollars, you know,
Yeah, at least
at
charge
least,
more than me, please.
please, like Jesus, like, but it's it's cool because like I like seeing like the up and comers like that are coming through the cosplay scene,
Yes, agreed.
and like just seeing their thought process and how they attack it. Like
Yeah.
what was it, like one dude that was like, I thought I was quick on the trigger because I barely started like shooting photos like in like 2017. I started in January, and like, but the guy that like I was like, yo, what the fuck, was Charles, like Charles Lan.
Oh,
He
I know that name.
Yeah,
Hold on.
no, like he fucking,
Charles.
this fool, like he he went surgical with this shit, and like I thought I was quick on the trigger. Like he started like 6 months after me, and he just skyrocketed, and I'm like, he poured a lot of his time into like into the art and into the
I
thing.
can tell. These shots are clean.
Yeah, I'm and it's funny because like I met him at BlizzCon, like probably like 3 months after he started, and like his initial shots were like hallway shots between like Anime Expo to BlizzCon, which is like the 3 month grace period. Then like
Mm-hmm.
after that, he started doing at a con shoots, and he just started like playing with colors, and then like he has this Renaissance style now that
He really does.
I'm like,
Jesus, these
geez,
shots are nice.
yeah, and I'm like, and like, it's like cats like him that I'm like, fuck, y'all are killing it, you know.
Yeah.
But
Makes me wonder, like, what was that? Like, what changed your work that like made it click? That like was like, okay, let me try this, and then like finding that like moment that you found your style.
yeah,
That's like so fascinating to me.
ex-
With just like seeing the progression of photographers.
exactly. No, I what is it? Because like, I know for a fact. Because like, if I go, most of the photographers I've seen, like the community that we have like here in SoCal, like it's like the climate is it's not a competition, but it is. so
Yeah.
so it's like one of those things where like we don't want to be the dude that sucks in our crew. So like we're all like
We don't want to be the dude that sucks. That's totally fair.
yeah. So like it's like what is it that I did?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. That's how you find your style. You just like try everything and experiment. All right, I'm mesmerized by his work. I'm gonna close this Instagram. I'm getting mesmerized by his snooze. I'm not paying attention. All
no
right,
no
but yes,
no
yes.
no like, and I bring him up because like it was one of those things where like was it you see like your peers work and you're like yo I gotta step up my game now.
Yes, that is why you surround yourself with people who are better than you, not just
yeah
people who like are like your co-highs.
yeah for
Be friends
real
with like people who you like look up to, and it forces you to try your hardest to average out that skill level.
yeah just like it's like to up my to up like our level because like it's one of those things where like I've run into those different photographers that like
Hmm.
are because like I feel like there's two different photographers. There's the socialite and then there's the artist. And like I like running to people that are a combination of the two, where
Hmm.
where it's like they approach it like an art, but then they it's not like they're like what is it? They're taking themselves so seriously that it's they come off as douchebags, you know?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's like I like because like even in that little small moment where we just like where we saw each other like face to face, I was like, okay, like this guy's chill, you know.
Yeah, thank you. I try.
I was like, that's dope, cool, but like but in that like who are some people that like that you want to like big up that like are in your social circles that like are iron sharpens iron, you know, like that you go like okay, like what is it? He's in my social circle because like he's like he has things that are better than me in some regards.
Oh, I like that. All right. Um, Honestly, I gotta say my boy Tony. Like
Tony.
I have seen, yeah, Tony Newen sign nudes PSNI.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen his
Yeah,
shit, bro,
Tony.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he's nuts, dude.
Yeah, so like I have known Tony from when like his shots were like not as good as they are now, and
Yeah.
like watching him progress, I'm just like, yes, yes, go best friend, go.
yeah.
Uh, he used to live here in Boston. Like he moved to San Francisco a couple years ago.
Oh, word.
So like yeah, but like watching his like work just get better and better, it's just like love it, love it, love it. I definitely recommend giving him a follow because his work just keeps improving, and I love to see it and like watching my friends grow.
Most definitely. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Everyone has their style. Like I I like yours because it's like it has a clean color grade. Like you play with straight angles and Dutch angles enough where I'm like, okay, it's not corny, but like you know what you're doing. but it's one of those things where like but like when it comes to skin retouching, it doesn't feel like it's overdone. You know?
Yeah, I am very, very specific about that. One of my biggest pet peeves, and like not to like call out anyone, but like I hate super soft skin,
Hmm.
like skin with no detail. Like I will add detail back to the skin if it's too soft.
Yeah.
Uh, because I feel like once it gets too soft, I just don't like it. It just looks kind of like fake and overdone and forced, and then yeah, I
Yeah,
don't like to play anymore. So I am very careful about not going too far uh with the skin softening while maintaining the fantasy that this is cosplay and this is a fictional character. This is like an animation, so like it shouldn't be like real life, but there's definitely a limit to that.
exactly. Like, I feel like it's funny because like when I see like people like figure out what frequency separation is for the first time and then they just go ham, or like they figure out what dodge blur
Yeah,
does.
that was me.
Yeah,
That
no,
was all of us.
yeah, like I see this progression. So like it's like the beginning photographer, like it's like you you see them and then they have like an oversaturation, an unnecessary vignette, and like and like
Yeah,
and
oh,
such a
man.
weird
And the contrast picked up.
yeah
It's like they just learn what each one does. Uh,
clarity to 80,
yeah, clarity.
and it's like and you look at it going like, but at the same
Yeah,
time, was it to each their own in their style. Like
yeah,
it's not like there's like one particular way to go about photography. Like
yeah, exactly. They're learning and they're trying new things, and they'll learn what works and what doesn't work. Like we
yeah
all have started off in that spot. Like I still have my first cosplay photo, and it is absolutely terrible. I
yeah.
keep it on my hard drive to humble myself. Sometimes it is really bad, but like we all start somewhere.
How many? All right, just out of curiosity, how many hard drives do you have? Because I like I have a lot.
Oh, all right. Let's see what we got here. All right, so I have an internal hard drive that's a terabyte SSD.
Yeah,
I have another terabyte SSD internal for in progress work.
yeah.
I have a 12 terabyte backup drive,
Mm-hmm.
a 10 terabyte network drive,
Yeah.
a 2 terabyte drive. What is this? Okay, this is where I keep all of my ArgMady. And then I have a Google Drive that currently has 930 gigabytes of stuff on it.
That's
And I have kept every photo dating back to I believe 2010
wow.
on my drive. So it
That
just keeps adding up, and then this high megapixel cameras don't help that at all. Like
ex-
each con is like 400 to 500. That was expensive. Each con is like 400 to 500 gigs of space.
yeah.
With katsucon being the rest of like katsucon this year was 1.2 terabytes.
Really.
Yeah.
Like all
A7R3 files, uncompressed RAWs. It adds up.
how much is it per like an uncompressed raw for like an A7R3?
Uh, it's 83 megabytes per RAW file.
Fuck.
And then my edits, my TIFF files are about 3 to 4 gigabytes, depending on if I remember to flatten the image or not.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez. That's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Like yeah. No. I think I have like five 4 terabyte hard drives, and like they're all like it's because I went nuts. 2000 from 2017 to 2019. Like I was shooting
Hmm.
like every week, and like
Good.
yeah, and like it was like especially in Southern California, there was always like an event. There was always someone like doing a studio shoot. There's always somebody like saying like, "Hey, you want to jump on this? You want to jump on that?" And like me
Hmm.
being the eager like person to learn, I was like, "All right, cool." Gear. We'll talk gear now. Like I know you have the
My favorite.
A7R3. Was it when it comes to lights? Like do you have strobes, speed lights,
Yeah.
all the above?
So I have all the above.
Mm,
So currently I have two Godox 80 200s.
nice.
Uh, I have two speed lights and I have three LED panels, which are the things that are lighting me right now. They're really convenient, actually.
There's-
Uh,
Those are sick. By the way, I saw them on your story. I'm like, oh, that's dope.
yeah, this is so cool. Uh, for photos, I use the strobes 99% of the time. Yeah,
Mm,
most time I use the strobes. Uh, Usually one. Two is just for like if I'm shooting indirect sunlight,
yeah.
I can put like I could put the second one in and like double the power essentially, which is the main reason why I actually own that specific strobe because that's a really cool little secondary function of it. Uh, and yeah, I think lighting, yeah, my lighting is what I guess separates
Yeah,
the good photography. Yeah, it's lighting is the key.
exactly. What strobe was it exactly again? Like the was it?
Uh, it's a Godox 8200.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like you don't have to carry a power pack with that, right? Like
Yeah, nope, they're fully. I don't have one near me now. Okay, nope, yeah, they're fully uh contained with
no.
our battery.
Yeah, like what is it? I run with an Einstein that I got for pretty cheap.
Ooh.
But like it was like that's like something that like if I'm feeling super extra and I'm at studio, I'll bring out. But like
Yeah.
if I'm at con and if I'm traveling, I run with like what is it the the two like TT600 Godoxes that do high
Yeah.
speed sync. Like those are my road dogs. Like I go through those like I go to like one every year, and like I just get
Yeah.
a new set. And I'm like okay.
Yeah, those Godoxes really changed the game and like brought Flash down to like levels that the average photographer could afford. Because prior to that, it was like Pro Photo,
Yeah.
Einstein, Alien Bees, uh, and like for like the battery pack ones, like you're looking at like thousands of dollars for a Flash, and then like Godox just came and then like said like, hold on,
Hold my
yeah,
beer.
hold my beer.
Oh, that's because like the interesting thing is when like you see photographers and they're they find out about external lights to begin with, and then like
Mm-hmm.
some of them are still stuck in it, and I won't say who, but like it's one of those things where like they're like oh like I'm such a photographer, but then they just blast light at like at any model, like you know like
Yeah.
it's like it's just like the basic settings of like aperture 8 like 1/160 like or 1/100.
Yeah, I know some specific people who do that. Uh, and I'm just like, what's the point?
Yeah,
Uh, 'Cause like they set up like giant lights, high 45, two lights, same power.
yeah,
You're just getting a flat photo with nothing interesting.
exactly.
Like I honestly feel that like using two lights is harder than using one light, 'cause one light uh you can add like drama to it versus like two
Yeah.
lights they're just basically like just just stop.
Yeah, no, for real.
Stop. Yeah, it's like a flat image. You're like it's like 1990 studio photography. Like, please stop.
Yeah,
But
no.
to each their own,
Yeah, to each
I
their own. Like
suppose. Yeah, to
seriously,
each their own.
it's one of those things where like was it like the thing that I like seeing is when people like uh leverage like natural light and external light and seeing how they do it, especially at a convention. Because like I think one of the things I like seeing is like how the hell do they use that shitty convention center to make
Yeah, that's
to
always fun.
yeah to make like a cool photo, you know.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I like about katsucon is like if you wake up early enough like at 8 a.m when the sun hits the marble on the gazebo, and like
Yeah.
it actually reflects like soft light, and you're like, if I was awake I would do this.
If I was exactly. Katsucon really spoils you in terms of like convention photo shoot locations.
Mm. Like yeah, no, I've only been there once, like 2018, and like it was definitely like a time, you know. Like I had fun. Uh, I think I forget like Lionel. He showed up with like his like uh, it was like a motorbike for Persona 5, and like I saw that and I was like playing with like long exposure like portraits.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was I forgot her name. Wow, I'm a bad Persona fan. But yeah, the I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, and I was like
Makoto's bike. There we go.
exactly. I was drunk off my ass, Katsucon, but I still had my camera on me. So like, so
Mood.
yeah, so I just grabbed like any random Makoto. I'm like, sit on this bike. All right, look like you're doing you're like doing a donut. All right, and I I hit the button flash and then I just fucking throw my camera like it's like it's my laundry. I'm like, ah! I was like, does it look
Yeah,
good? Nah, it's cool. All right, fuck it.
these cameras have been through so much.
Oh hell yeah, man. Oh man.
Oh man.
But I
Makes
digress.
me really miss conventions. God damn, I miss conventions. I'll never take you for granted. I will never complain about a con again.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Never complain again.
I think that's the consistent thing with like with everybody now. It's like so like let the people know like what some social medias that they should know. I'll probably link it below you, and then
Cool, cool.
like some some words like some advice that you would give like a creative that's trying to break into their scene. You know, like a mindset that they should have and whatnot.
All right, cool. So you can find me on Instagram at a.r.cosphoto, Cosphoto. If you want to see like my non-cosplay stuff, it's just my name, Athel Rogers, Athelrogers, on Instagram.
Hmm.
Website, athelrogers.com, Twitter, Athel Rogers, Facebook, I guess, Athel Rogers. I want to change my paper name so badly, but they won't let me.
uh,
Uh, but yeah, and advice for a budding photographer. I would say so. There's two bits of advice.
mm,
One's cliche, whatever. But the first one, cliche. The gear doesn't matter to an extent.
mm,
Like, what matters more is getting out and shooting as much as possible. It doesn't matter what, it doesn't matter how good you think it is, but just get out there and shoot something. Well, maybe not during COVID, but get out there and shoot something. Uh, and as you shoot more, you'll learn more, and then your knowledge will grow and grow and grow. And the second bit of advice is you need to know how to balance the paid work with your personal work.
mm,
Because if you do too much paid work, then you aren't really like shooting for yourself and it causes burnout. If you do too much personal work, then you're homeless. Uh, but I think that's probably the most important lesson that I've learned is that like you need to find time to shoot things that you want to shoot
mm,
because you can't just shoot for clients because like essentially that defeats the purpose of doing what you love in the first place when you aren't doing what you love, you're doing something for other people. So find the balance between shooting what you want and what you're being paid to shoot.
mm.
And for the most part, you should be fine with not getting burnt out, not like hating your job like you used to hate your day job.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like I said, thank you, Athel. This was a fun conversation. Was it? Go follow him on the Instagrams, on the social medias. Thank you very much, and like, comment, and subscribe to Remcreate.
Yes,
That's
sir.
the first time I've said that shit. So take it easy, guys.